What's up, guys? Memory Monday 10 today. And today I have a specific plan for that show because today I'd like to watch a video, like doing a reaction video, which I usually not do that often. But I got in touch with an athlete, actually the athlete of this year's US Memory Championship, which takes place every year, and which is the US Championship is very, very different from the other standard competitions. And I thought it would be worth really watching that completely. I'd like to watch it, and maybe I fast forward at some point because it's a 2 hours long video. But I'd like to give you my impression on the US Championship, on the format itself, on the entertainment they give to the audience, on the competitors, their strengths, and I tried to figure out how good are these guys. I know some of these guys from the past years, like Nelson, who's not part of this year's championship, John. They're great memory athletes, but when you look on the full picture, I would still say Alex Mullen, arguably the best memory athlete from the US, if not from the world. And this format is completely different. The US Championship is completely different. You'll see that in a minute here. And yeah, I'm looking forward to watch that video and react to that. So yeah, long story short, that's what I want to do today on Memory Monday number 10. Where is my logo, by the way? Here we go, Memory Monday number 10. The upcoming weekend is also on the horizon. The Asian Oceanian Open will take place here on Memory Sports TV, so don't miss that. But we'll dive right into the US Memory Championship and what happened last weekend, not this weekend, the weekend before in this competition. And yeah, just a quick glimpse here on the web page. There was also a qualification round for the US Championship. And then there was the final round on August 24th, the 26th USA Memory Championship already. So it's one of the oldest, I guess. I think the German Championship is was founded 1997, so it's quite close. But I think we had some missed years in Germany, so I think the US Championship might be the longest running championship ever. And yeah, they have streamed that all, and yeah, let's dive into it and see how things look like here. Is even an agenda with some talks and so on. Yeah, let's see, and I will see what I can explain to you here for that competition. Okay, fast forward here a bit. It's actually almost starting. Memory League as a sponsor here is nice. Wow, for sure, a big show already here. I mean, this is it's definitely something what shows that this might be a very big thing. Very cool. I hope it's part of the actual championship, and I guess it is. But that's impressive. I mean, so much technical stuff, monitors, complete TV studio. We never see that in a traditional format competition, so let's see.
Good afternoon and welcome to the 26th USA Memory Championship being hosted here at Full Sail University. One of the most important questions that people ask me is, why did you start a USA Memory Championship? And it was back in the early 90s when I was learning about the neuroscience of the human mind and the importance of learning how one can improve their memory and realizing that at any age, one can improve it. And so I started to learn what are the skills that you would need to teach people that could show them what they could do that they never thought possible. And so in 1997, I had the first USA Memory Championship, and we had more news media reporters and TV and radio announcers than we had mental athletes. And so that became a big story back in 1997. And since then, the passion, the energy, and enthusiasm I've had, along with Karen Pinson and Michael and Evelyn on my team, have just continued to do this. And each year I'm like, wow, can we get this any easier? And what I have found is I can get people, as I've said on TV, I can get people to be naked easier than to get them to put their brains on display in a memory competition. And so here we are with 9 people that are going to compete for who's got the best memory. And people ask, well, who are these people and how do you find them? And so through our USA Memory Championship website, we put out a notice and we say, anyone interested in competing, we have a preliminary round, which we did on July the 17th. And we had people from all over the United States do it virtually or online. And with that, they went through 5 events. Now, let me look at I want to make sure we get our events. They had to go through a deck of cards. They had to go through images and people. They had to remember names of the people they were seeing on a screen. They had to go through strings of numbers, and they had to go through list of words. We took the top 9 people that will be competing here today, and we invited them here to Full Sail to compete for who has the best memory in the United States. As you look over on the stage, there's our trophy, and people ask me, why a seahorse? And so each year I found somebody at actually a fair in Florida that was in glass, and I said, can you design a seahorse that we could give to the winner? Now, why a seahorse? Because when you study the human brain, the hippocampus is where we store our memories, and it looks like a seahorse. So that's the trophy we give to the winners. So with that, we go through the competition. We invite the mental athletes to compete, and so we call them mental athletes. I was doing an interview for Sports Illustrated one day, and they asked, so who are these people, and what do you call them? And we created the term mental athletes. So there's the name in terms of it. I want to thank Corbett Campbell and his staff here at Full Sail. They do a phenomenal job. We were here planning yesterday. They're here early this morning. The students here are just fantastic. And when I mentioned to people Full Sail University, it's like, wow, how did you do that? And we actually got to meet them through the Jewish Community Center. Memory League is the online company that we use to do the events that qualify these people to be on stage. And we've had the pleasure of having them come from all over the United States. We've got Texas, we got Wyoming, I think we have got a California, if I recall correctly. But in any case, the people have come from all over the United States. They come in here last evening, they check in. We saw a number of Uber drivers drop them off this morning. And we've got an audience here that at least is going to sit here and watch this today. And one of the things I've learned over the years is people say, you really can't get this until you're actually sitting in the audience and feel the intensity and the tension of people that are competing to see who's going to be this year's champion. The good news I have is we have no returning champions. So whoever's going to win today is going to be a first-time champion for us. And they're excited.
Okay, so they don't have a returning champion. The good news, I'm not sure. To be honest, I always like to have the best athletes around. It doesn't mean that they don't have the best athletes. They obviously have because of the qualification. But I mean, having the champions is always an extra, I'd say. But yeah, let's see how that looks like here. And yeah, very
about
interesting
that because
start.
therefore there's no leading edge person who's likely to win. So that's the third question I get. Who are the favorites to win this competition? And when I look at the scoring from the Memory League competition, I cannot tell you who I think is likely to win this year. So for me, this is exciting because we don't really have a favorite at this point in time. So with that, I am going to turn this over to Karen so she can start to introduce the mental athletes, and they'll give you a chance to tell you who they are and where they're from and why would they ever want to enter a memory competition.
One other note, quick and just a 5-minute introduction. That's nice. I have seen competitions and I have been to competitions where there was one guy talking for 1 hour just to introduce himself. And yeah, this here Tony is doing a great job. I never met him live, but I was also helping him with live streaming the US Championship. I think during COVID, when they didn't have the chance to do it here on in the studio and live. So yeah, let's see who are our memory
Well,
athletes,
thank
mental
you for that,
athletes
Tony.
this year.
I would like to thank again everyone at Full Sail University, especially the students, for what they do and for your vision and passion 26 years ago. With that being said, we are going to introduce you to our 9 finalists. They are coming out in the order that they will be seated on stage for answering questions. So my first mental athlete, Ian, would you please come up? Welcome, Ian. Please give us a brief idea about why you're here today and what this means to you.
I'm here today because I've been training for memory for a few years, and this is the 3rd time I'm doing it.
Okay, great. Well, welcome. Our second athlete, Tony, is a little bit of an anomaly for us. We have a woman. Sarah, please come out.
One quick comment on that. An anomaly for us, because the woman, that's something we always face in the competitions. Women are not very often there. I don't know how many percentage, maybe 10%. But you see that also in the traditional format everywhere. That doesn't mean, or not at all, that women are less good in these memory competitions. But they're just not there. I think there are a lot of different thoughts you can have about that and why that is the case. I think I can easily do a complete show just about that topic because, yeah, it's very interesting to see.
Karen says,
Welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Please let us know why you're here, where you're from.
I'm from New Jersey. My name is Sarah, and I'm here because I was inspired by the book that I read, Moonwalking with Einstein. And this is a dream. I'm so happy. Thank you.
We are beyond excited to have you here. We've heard of that book before.
Moonwalking with Einstein. If you haven't read it yet, great book, just a completely different style of teaching people memory techniques and memory stuff. And a big book, worldwide, I think. I met Joshua Foer, who was writing the book in 2006, I think, or 5. He was even in Germany and in participating in the German Open. So yeah, nice book, really worth.
Okay, our next athlete I'd like to invite is another newcomer as well. John, please join us. Welcome. Tell us where you're from and why you're here.
Hello, I'm John Lance. I'm from Denver, Colorado, and I am here to improve my memory and mostly to get better at trivia and go on more game shows.
It's as good as reason as any. Well, welcome. It's nice to have you here. Our next is a veteran. He's competed multiple times from West Virginia. Welcome, Jason. We'll say hello to the folks.
Hello, everybody. I'm Jason Smith. I'm from West Virginia, and I'm here just to have fun. Good to see everybody again. Excited just to compete and see what we have in store for today.
It's going to be a good day for sure. Well, thank you for coming. Next up, I would like to invite another newcomer, Drew. Where are you from, Drew, and what made you come here today?
First of all, hello everyone. I'm Drew. I'm from Homedale, New Jersey, near the shore. I'm here because I just have a true passion for memory. I'm thankful for all the people who have guided me here, and I'm just excited to compete.
We are thrilled to have you here. Welcome. Next up is another newcomer. Casey, come on up. Welcome, Casey. Tell us where you're from and what brought you here today.
Hi, my name is Casey Porter. I'm from Plano, Texas. And I figured out how to do memory about a year ago, and I just wanted to now come and compete with all the best in the United States. And I kind of memorized so much, I almost forgot my name and my address and stuff. But I'll see how we do.
Do you still come home from the grocery store without what the wife sent you for?
Yes.
Yeah, I figured. Well, welcome. Next up is another newcomer to our competition, Wesley.
Hello.
Hello, welcome. Where are you from and what brought you here today?
I am from Miami, and this is my first time here. I'm here because I learned how to solve a Rubik's Cube blindfolded a little bit ago, and realized I could apply those methods to other things, fell into the community, found Nelson Dellis' videos, and just, now I trained for this, and I'm here. So.
Fantastic. Well, welcome. We're glad to have you here.
Yeah, also one comment on that, because Rubik's Cube is really a thing among memory athletes, because especially blindfolding means that you need some memory strategies to solve a cube blindfolded. Solving a blue cube blindfolded is way easier than you think it is. It's still tough, but because you need these memory techniques, you have to train for that. But it's nothing which no one can do, which is an anomaly at all. It's really doable with the right strategies, and I'd say, to be honest, it's doable for everyone. Maybe not quick, and maybe with a lot of training, but it's nothing specific or special about the brains of these guys who solve a Rubik's Cube in, let's say, or blindfolded at all. The time, of course, is different, but in general, it's something you can learn as well. And yeah, it's really cool. Another newcomer, 6, I think, right now.
Next up, I would like to welcome back another woman who is off the charts outstanding, Patricia.
Hi, I'm Patricia Lee. I'm back for the second year. I'm from Austin, Texas. I am here today because I wanted to make sure that I just show up for anything that I can participate in to just, share more attention, bring more attention to the sport, share more of the rhetoric that anyone can improve their memories. And so.
Fantastic. We're thrilled to have you here. Thank you. And last but not least is another returning athlete, Erdem. Welcome.
Hello, I'm Erdem. I'm from Virginia, and this is my third year competing. I'm here to hopefully do a little better than I did last year.
You constantly wind up here, Erdem, so I'd say you do pretty good to begin with. So welcome to our 9 finalists.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you have 6 newcomers among these 9 finalists, that means, they all trained on Memory League, which is great. This format is different here, what you will see next. And let's see what Tony is saying here.
We get this mic back on? They're going to now compete in 4 events during the course of our afternoon. They're starting out with long-term memory. They've been given almost 1,000 pieces of information a month ago on U.S. Supreme Court justices. And so they had to look at inauguration and the dates they were advised, the president that advised them, and so they got a little bit of a history lesson. We actually were playing with the Full Sail crew with this yesterday, had a lot of fun learning about the justices going way back to the 1700s. So they've been around for a while, and so they've now had a bit of a history lesson to study that. And they'll be given a series of questions. We'll start with a series 1 question, and then as they get through that, we'll go to a series 2. We start increasing the difficulty. We get to a level 3 and a 4, and by the time we're done, the 9 shall be reduced to 7. We'll then bring them off stage for a bit. Everybody will have a little bit of a chance. A couple of them will go to the green room we've got in the back and be interviewed about their experience here. And then we'll bring them back and they go through words to remember. That will be a listing of 300 words. They'll have 15 minutes to go off stage back to their room and study those 300 words in 15 minutes. We'll bring them back here, so 7 will be on stage at that point, and 2 more will be eliminated based on their recall and retention of how many of the 300 words they're able to retain. The third event, which has become one of the spectator favorites, is what we call the Tea Party. 3 strikes, you're out. Full Sail has recorded 6 people here in their studio to give you information about themselves, their name, their address, maybe their favorite foods, different hobby or things that are of interest to them. And they will watch those videos and get a mind map that's been put together by Michael Dottino, and they'll be able to study those maps along with the audio and the visuals that they have, and then we'll start asking them questions about each of the people come out, and we'll bring those videos back out one at a time, and we'll eliminate 2 more people, and that gets us to our final event of the day. They get 104 cards with 5 minutes to remember as many of those cards as they can, and they'll go into a head-to-head. So our final 3 will then have the chance to go head-to-head, and then we'll get our champion when they get to that last card. So those are the 4 events that we'll have this afternoon. They're exciting events, and people usually say, how are they doing that? And so we'll get them to share that with you at the end of each of the events. Karen, it's back over to you.
So just to bring that into perspective, this is also completely different, especially the first event among memory competitions, because they had the informations they will be quizzed at right now already 1 month ago. So they memorized it beforehand, and now they have to recall it. They get questions for that. We will see how it looks like. But usually in memory competitions, you have like the time, like 1 hour or 10 minutes or 5 minutes or whatever, to memorize during the memory competitions. This is completely different, but definitely something what is also interesting, investigating more. So very, very cool to have that different kind of format.
Okay, so the first event athletes we're going through is It's Been a Long Time. So as you know from the rules, we're going to go through questions that increase levels 1, 2, 3, and 4 with difficulty with information presented, what is being requested from you back. Each athlete gets their own unique question. They will all be in the same level. So you will not be given a more difficult or necessarily an easier question. You will have 15 seconds to begin answering the question from when it is completed. It is also being shown to you on the screens as well for whichever is easiest for you. As previously stated, you will have 3 mistakes before you are eliminated from this event. Eliminating 2 athletes ends the event, and we ask when you are eliminated if you will please exit the stage. Do we have any questions before we begin? Okay, are we all settled? Ian, you sat in the hot seat, so you get to start with the first question. So we shall begin. The first question, Associate Justice Gabriel Duval from Maryland succeeded whom? Time is up. That would be a strike for Ian. He succeeded Samuel Chase. Sarah.
Okay, first mistake already, but for Ian, so let's see.
Chief Justice Roger B. Taney from Maryland succeeded who?
John Marshall.
That is correct. Right in on the wire.
Good work.
That was close. The problem right now for me is I don't have the information here. I'm not sure how much information or how many informations are we talking about. 1,000 pieces of information. So it's a bit hard for me to put that into a perspective. But yeah, it looks like that he memorized these people also, who succeeded whom and so on. And yeah, very interesting.
Sarah.
Let's see.
John, excellent job. And you guys, you see the timer clock right here for 15. Okay, wonderful. Okay, so John, to you. Associate Justice Robert Trimble from Kentucky succeeded whom?
Thomas Todd.
That is correct. Jason. Associate Justice Howell Edmonds Jackson from Tennessee succeeded whom?
Lucius Quintus Cincinnatus Lamar.
Excellent. That was quite a name.
Well done.
Now we're going in the back to Druve. Associate Justice Oliver Wendell Holmes Jr. from Massachusetts succeeded whom?
Horace Gray.
That is correct. Casey. Chief Justice Melville Fuller from Illinois succeeded whom?
Morrison Wade.
That is correct. Great job. Now we're to you, Wesley. Associate Justice Harold Hitz Burton from Ohio succeeded whom?
Owen Roberts.
Fantastic. Patricia. Chief Justice Harlan F. Stone from New York succeeded whom?
Charles Evan Hughes.
That is correct. And Erdem. Associate Justice Harry Blackmun of Minnesota succeeded whom?
Abe Fortas.
Excellent job. That is correct. Tony, we've gotten through the first round.
All right, team, well done. Nicely done.
So one mistake in the first round from Ian, and yeah, you really can see that that some of them have already the answer quite quick. Others think a bit longer. They might make sure that they have it right because they don't want to say anything wrong. But yeah, that's interesting to see the difference in how they recall that and how quick they do.
Okay, Ian, next question comes back to you. Oh, well, we're going to skip to one that hasn't been up for a
We
bit.
go to the second
Yes.
level in this.
Associate Justice Thomas Johnson from Maryland succeeded whom?
John Rutledge.
That is correct. Sarah. Associate Justice William Burnham Woods from Georgia succeeded whom?
William Strong.
That is correct. John, where was Associate Justice Henry Brockholst Livingston, who succeeded William Patterson, from?
Right now, I'm not sure about the level because they talked about the difficulty level before the competition, and they said that the level is the same for everyone, for all questions. Hi, Dietmar. But I feel that, or I think that right now, 2 people have had level 1, 2 questions level 1, and the others will start already with level 2. I don't know.
New York.
That is correct. Jason, where was Associate Justice William R. Day, who succeeded George Shiras Jr., from?
Ohio.
Yes, he was. Druve, where was Chief Justice Earl Warren, who succeeded Fred M. Vinson, from?
California.
Yes, he was. Great job. Casey, where was Associate Justice David Souter, who succeeded William J. Brennan, Jr., from?
New Hampshire.
That's correct. Wesley,
So
who succeeded Antonin Scalia.
they had also some information about the people, obviously. They memorized where they're from, maybe what their name is, of course, but some information about the people.
That is correct.
And so far, everything is correct here.
Where was Associate Justice Samuel Alito, who succeeded Sandra Day O'Connor, from?
New Jersey.
That is correct. Tony, that is 2 level round, or level 1 questions
Got it.
done.
So we're going to
Yes.
decrease the difficulty, but that is outstanding work, team. Nice.
Okay, so and now I see this was all level 1, so everyone got level 1 difficulty question. And for these pre-memorized information, 1 month to memorize about 1,000
Done.
Excellent job.
information.
So now we're going to increase the difficulty a little bit, and we're going to ask two bits of information to come back from the athletes, okay? So Ian, you're first out of the gate. Who did Associate Justice William Cushing from Massachusetts succeed, and what date was he sworn in?
Okay, so the difficulty level is really based on the number of information they have to recall within the 15 seconds. Because, yeah, I think it's again kind of the same question, who did succeed, but then there's also the date, so more information to recall in the same time of 15 seconds.
He was sworn. He was inaugural justice, and he was sworn in February 2nd, 1790.
Excellent job.
Good job.
Way to go.
Wow.
Okay, Sarah. Who did Associate Justice Alfred Moore of North Carolina succeed, and what date was he sworn in?
James Iredell, and March 21st, 1800.
So close, April. So close, but it's okay. It's okay.
So small mistake here on the date.
Associate Justice Robert Cooper Greer from Pennsylvania succeed, and what date was he sworn in?
I'm wondering if they know or knew before how the questions look like.
He did Henry Baldwin, and he was sworn in on August 10th, 1846.
That is correct. Excellent job. Jason, who did Associate Justice Willis Van Devanter from Wyoming succeed, and what date was he sworn in?
Edward Douglas White, January 3rd, 1911.
Good recovery. That is correct. Drew, back to you. Who did Chief Justice Melville Fuller from Illinois succeed? What date was he sworn in?
Chief Justice Melville Fuller succeeded Morrison Waite, and the date sworn in is October 8, 1888.
Absolutely. Great job. Okay, Casey, to you. Who did Associate Justice Sandra Day O'Connor from Arizona succeed, and what date was she sworn in?
Pass.
Okay, we can tell you that that would have been Potter Stewart, September 25th, 1981. Wesley, who did Associate Justice Thurgood Marshall from New York succeed? What date was he sworn in?
Thurgood Marshall succeeded Tom C. Clark. He was sworn in October 2nd, 1967.
You got it. Great job. Patricia, who did Associate Justice Amy Coney Barrett from Indiana succeed? What date was she sworn in?
She succeeded Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and she was sworn in on October 27th, 2020.
Excellent job. Yes. And Erdem, who did Chief Justice William Rehnquist from Virginia succeed? What date was he sworn in?
He succeeded Chief Justice Warren E. Berger and was sworn in on September 26, 1986.
Excellent job.
Wow. Anybody in the audience want to compete with these people in trivia?
So Tony, since they did so well with 1 and 2, we're going to hop into level 3.
We're going to the next level, folks. You guys are doing a superb job, and we're taking it up. So far, we have 1X for Ian, 1X for Sarah, and 1X for Casey.
That is correct. Are you ready, Ian? Okay. Provide the name, date sworn in, and position of the New York Justice nominated by President John Tyler, who succeeded Smith Thompson. Okay, so that's
Yeah, so that looks quite enormous already. So the name, date sworn in, and position of the New York Justice nominated by who succeeded Smith Thompson. So yeah, if you have all information on one location or around one memory palace about this person, I think that might be the best strategy here, right? But as I said, I don't know how, if they knew about the format of questioning and how the information really looked like. So, yeah.
That's a strike for Ian. That would have been Samuel Nelson, who was an Associate Justice sworn in February 27th, 1845. Sarah, to you. Provide the name, date sworn in, and position of the Massachusetts Justice nominated by President Chester A. Arthur, who succeeded Nathan Clifford.
Horace Grace. Associate.
And I need the date. Unfortunately, we're past time, yes. His Horace Gray, Associate, January 9th, 1882. Okay, over to you, John. Provide the name, date sworn in, and position of the Massachusetts Justice nominated by President Theodore Roosevelt, who succeeded Henry Billings Brown.
Associate Justice William Henry Moody, and the date is December 17th, 1906.
You got it. Jason, provide the name, date sworn in, and position of the New York Justice nominated by President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who succeeded Charles Evan Hughes.
Harlan F. Stone, Chief, July 3rd, 1941.
You got it.
He's so quick. He's just like putting it out immediately. There's no long thinking from Jason. He's just doing it, have it already ready, and then going for it. He's thinking. You really can see him thinking here. And let's
Ruth
see.
Bader Ginsburg is associate. Date sworn in is August 10th, 1893.
Sounds good.
The date was 1993. So close.
Didn't he say
That would be a
that?
strike for Drew.
First X for him.
His first strike.
92?
Casey, provide the name, date sworn in, and position of the Illinois Justice nominated by President John F. Kennedy, who succeeded Felix Frankfurter.
So Wesley's turn right now. And no, not Wesley yet.
Arthur Goldberg, associate,
And the date?
and I don't know the date.
Close, October 1st, 1962. That would be Casey's second strike.
Casey's second strike already.
Wesley. Provide the name, date, sworn in, and position of the Illinois justice nominated by President Abraham Lincoln, who succeeded John Archibald Campbell.
That would be David Davis, associate. He was sworn in December 10th, 1862.
That is correct.
And also very quick, like Jason, very quick and giving the recall. And now Patricia, let's see.
Provide the name, date, sworn in, and position of the Virginia justice nominated by President Richard Nixon, who succeeded Hugo Black. Time. Okay, that would be
Keisha's first strike.
her first strike, and that would have been Lewis F. Powell Jr., an associate justice sworn in January 7th, 1972. Erdem, to you. Provide the name, date, sworn in, and position of the New York justice nominated by President Barack Obama, who succeeded David Souter.
Sonia Sotomayor, associate, August 6, 2009.
That is correct. So we have now gone through a round of level 3 questions, and we have athletes Ian, Sarah, and Casey with 2 strikes, and Patricia with 1 strike.
And Drew has one.
I'm sorry, and Drew, yes, with 1 strike. We're going to
I always forget the mic here. So yeah, 3 strikes, 3 are out usually. So it's Ian, Sarah now on the line, and Casey as well. I'm wondering what would happen if Ian and Sarah get the next question wrong. Would they then play up to Casey? But I guess they have this also planned for.
stay in level 3 for 1 more round and then crank it up a little bit. Ian, are you ready? Okay, here we go. Associate Justice James Wilson was sworn in on October 5th, 1789. What state was he from? Who did he succeed? And what president nominated him?
He was from Pennsylvania, inaugural justice, and President George Washington nominated him.
Excellent job, that is correct. Sarah. Associate Justice George Sharash Jr. was sworn in on October 10th, 1892. What state was he from? Who did he succeed? And what president nominated him?
President Benjamin Harrison. He was from I know.
Okay, I don't want to do it, but I have to.
Okay.
Time is up. He would be Benjamin Harrison from Pennsylvania, and Joseph P. Bradley was the justice. Sarah is our first eliminated athlete.
Sarah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sarah, for being here.
So first athlete to be eliminated in the final round. You have to acknowledge that. So she was the first one who gets eliminated in the final 9, but she qualified for this competition, and that just to give that another view here. So good job anyway. And then being the first one to be eliminated might hurt, but in the end, she did a great job. Otherwise, she wouldn't be there.
Associate Justice William O. Douglas was sworn in on April 17, 1939. What state was he from? Who did he succeed? And what president nominated him?
He was from Connecticut. He was nominated by Franklin D. Roosevelt, and he succeeded Louis Brandeis.
That is correct. Great job. Jason? Chief Justice Earl Warren was sworn in on October 5th, 1953. What state was he from? Who did he succeed? And what president nominated him?
From California, succeeded Fred M. Vinson, and that was Dwight D. Eisenhower.
Excellent.
Flawless from Jason here. You really can tell that he has done that earlier already.
6th, 1986. What state was he from? Who did he succeed? And what president nominated him?
He's from Virginia, succeeded Warren E. Burger. The president who nominated him is Ronald Reagan.
Excellent job. Way to go. Casey, to you. Associate Justice Brett Kavanaugh was sworn in on October 6, 2018. What state was he from? Who did he succeed? And what president nominated him?
Maryland, Trump, and Antonin Scalia.
Almost. Maryland, Anthony Kennedy, and Donald Trump. So that would be Casey's third X.
Got it.
Yes.
That will take the remaining 7 people into our next round, but we want to do.
Yes, we will.
Thank you.
Now, athletes, do you want to go through one level or one round of level 4? No penalties at all. No
Give it a go.
penalties
Level
at all.
4. Now we've really upped the ante, and we're going to see who can get just one level. That's it.
Sorry, does this have seating implications? Or
No, it's no
No
seating, no
implication at all.
nothing. This is called, you have invested 30 days of your time into this. Let's show what folks can possibly do. Okay, Ian, you're the first one out of the gate. So we're going to start with, and these are all different. They're not asking for the same information. Who took the bench as associate justices during the 1980s, and who were they nominated by?
Let's see. I think John Paul Stevens, but wait, no, that's not right. That's not right. Oh shit.
Anybody have any ideas? Drew?
Do you want me to list all of them?
You can.
Okay. Starting with Sandra Day O'Connor. Next is William Rehnquist from Virginia. Then it's Antonin Scalia from Virginia. Then it's Anthony Kennedy from California.
Make it a bit less loud here. Cheap viewers? No, I don't want a cheap viewers. I want a good viewers.
Yes, we're getting there. Who were the justices?
Yeah, so hi Florian, by the way. And it's cool to see that they now just continue for this round, just to show people what they have done here, because I mean, they have memorized for 30 days, which is quite a long time. And now they can kind of show off here and show what they are capable of. So yeah, Florian's question, would this be something you could imagine seeing in a competition outside the US? I mean, it looks like that it's very successful in the US. It's the most, or it's close to the Tea Party event, I guess, but this is a pre-memorized stuff. And I feel, why not? I mean, this is, it's definitely filling the gap. What people sometimes say that this, what we do is not really for daily life, and that doesn't make any sense. So this, of course, gives you a hint that, yeah, it makes sense somehow. For example, for history or names or dates or whatever. So it's really a real life practical stuff here, especially when you are a history student or anything like that. So that's really something what, yeah, would be interesting to see outside the US, of course. As I always mention, I'm not a fan of reconstructing all our competitions like this, just to have real life stuff. But obviously, real life stuff helps maybe getting more in touch with the audience. So let's see how they
Involved with landmark cases.
finish here.
Which justice, case name, and year
What's your opinion on that?
involved the ruling that the Supreme Court has the power of judicial review over Congress?
John Marshall from Virginia. Oh, I have to get, sorry.
Yes, the case name.
1805 Marbury versus Madison.
Excellent work. You got it.
Yeah, and this is, of course, much more detailed information.
Summary.
Yeah, I didn't study the cases because I knew we probably wouldn't make it that far. I know none of them.
Anybody want to tell us what Drew?
It's 1954 Brown versus Board of Education, SCOTUS.
Correct. Great job. Okay, Patricia.
Yeah, just to comment on that. This is also something you should you can copy or learn from. I mean, he was just saying that Wesley was just saying he didn't memorize these information in the end because he felt they wouldn't go there anyway. And I mean, yeah, he was right. Now it's just for testing, of course, but or for entertainment. But that's definitely something. If you sometimes it's better to just go as far as you have to, and not as far as you possibly could. So yeah, good job.
5 justices who served as associate later became chief. Name 3.
Patricia?
Patricia, yes.
Justice number 2, John Rutledge, became chief August 12th, 1798. Then we also had, it happened again with 62, Charles Evan Hughes, and 55, Edward Douglas White.
That is correct. We also had Harlan F. Stone and
Wow.
William Rehnquist.
Wow.
Erdem. 2 landmark cases were described in the 1890s. Which case, year, and justice cited that Jim Crow laws are constitutional under the doctrine of separate but equal?
Plessy versus Ferguson, Melville Fuller, 1896.
Excellent job.
All right.
See?
Great. All right.
So yeah, Florian, it's the problem you see a lack of ambition, energy in the community to actually organize it. I agree. I mean, it's already tough for everyone who is organizing events, organizing them anyway, and now just doing a new format which has never been outside of the US. And I mean, look at this. They have already the tradition, and I feel that they are well connected and in the US. So they get this nice stage, they get this nice place here with the studio and so on. But if you think of it like you would organize that for a small event, like sometimes we have them, and then you sit there in a, I don't know, in a schoolroom, and you have prepared everything so nicely, and it's a lot of work, and then it doesn't get the recognition. It's sometimes tough then. So, but maybe it would get more recognition because it's more easier to follow. I don't know. So let's see what comes next year. And
We put you through enough mental anguish here right now. We're going to give you a chance to get up and stretch and break.
okay,
Michael and Briley, are you ready to take over with a couple of interviews? And we're going to put those on the screen so the people in the audience can have an opportunity to see who these 2 people were that were here competing.
okay. So let's check out the interviews here.
Rest of you-
This is also cool that they have kind of
If you can
professional
get off, take a break.
commentators.
105 back in the green in the athletes room.
Hi, I'd like to welcome Sarah and tell us what it was like competing for you in the long-term memory event.
I mean, I'm a little bit sad, disappointed, because I had it in my head, and I don't know, I just couldn't see clear. But it was a good experience. I'm proud of what I did, and it was a lot of effort. I have 2 kids, and but it was a really good experience, and I just wanted to say that I had all of my family supporting me.
Wow, it's terrific.
Yeah, so that was really nice.
That's great to hear.
So how do you manage to do that having 2 children?
Yes, my kids are 6 and 3,
Oh, wow.
and for 1 year.
Okay, sorry for that, but I feel that this question is always a bit. And my girlfriend would say right now, why is she getting this question? Okay, she brought it up with the kids, but a man would never get this question. Let's go wild in the comments on that if you want.
About 1 year, I used to wake up at 3 or 4 a.m. in the morning to train.
Wow.
And then for the long-term memory, I used to go for 2 or 3 hours to the library and study. But as I said, my family, all the family was there supporting me. Everybody.
I would definitely would like to participate. I still love participating, so it's not that I'm not liking it anymore, but yeah, I feel that organizing is also very important. So, but yeah, anyway, I would like to participate in that.
My cousin was here. My niece, Isabella, she was always there. My sister, my mom, my husband, everybody. My father-in-law, everybody was there.
Wow.
Wow.
Yes.
That's very important to have your family here supporting you. That's great. And I know things can be different with being on the stage. You know, you study for a long time and you have all this in your head, but on stage, you know, anything can happen. So if you could run us through how you memorized it and in what way you were visualizing the information. I'm curious to hear more about that.
Yes, so what I did was Memory Palace, and then I was putting, you know, like each road, we had like 116 roads, so I put every road in location, and then I was going through the locations, but I mean, it was, sometimes I couldn't see very clear, very quick the number. I know I had it in my head, but just maybe sometimes I need a little bit more time. And the last one that I felt, it was just like, you know, I guess my mind was giving up or something. I didn't want to,
Right.
but I don't know. So, yeah, but I'm just very inspired by all of, you know, you and people that are doing this.
Oh, that's great to hear. Yeah. Well, we're very lucky to have you. I'm sorry it didn't go your way, but it's always nice to have new people and new faces in the competition. You should be very proud.
Thank you.
Yes, definitely.
Thank you very much.
Perfect.
All right.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Okay.
There we go.
And at this point, I'd say that it would be, of course, very cool to have someone a bit introducing also to the techniques, because maybe they do that later, but that would be a perfect opportunity to give some kind of example for Memory Palace. Because if you're in the audience, you wouldn't get that. If you have never heard about the Memory Palace and what she was talking about, then you would feel like, okay, I have no clue what's going on. So at this point, I would suggest to have some kind of short video clip, how that works. So yeah, maybe that's also something that it could benefit from. But and also I like this green screen studio here. It gives definitely a professional look, even though you recognize that it's a green screen studio, but still it gives it all a bit of a more professional look.
Hi, we'd like to welcome Casey to our broadcast,
but you should not wear any green stuff then.
Would love to get some feedback from you, Casey. What was it like preparing for the long-term memory event?
Well, it was pretty hard. So I figured out about memory about a year and a half ago, and I was pretty much studying for the qualifiers for the whole year. That's all I was doing, so I wasn't really studying for this as much. But the long term kind of killed me.
Mm.
There was like 1,000 numbers and 1,000 names, but I kind of just linked it to like a teddy bear to Teddy Roosevelt to like a bear to your memory palace, and kind of linked all the words and linked all the numbers to each step on the memory palace. That's kind of how I memorized it. But sadly, I didn't get all the way through all the names and numbers, so kind of showed them the results a little bit.
Okay.
So, Casey, if you could tell us a little bit, we talk a lot about preparing for the competition and how it can be actually different in reality being on stage with all the lights and all the people watching. Can you describe to us a bit from your experience now how it felt preparing and then how it feels on stage actually reciting this information?
Well, I was actually thinking it was going to be a whole lot worse, but I guess if you really know the material, it kind of comes to your brain, because I kind of had this fear where, you know, you have this information and you're trying to pull it from your memory. You don't have enough time. So you really need to know the information well. The more well you know it, the faster you are. As you've probably seen some of the guys, they really know it well. Going over questions. I went over questions with my wife a bunch of times, but not really nearly enough to kind of mimic the championship setting.
Mm-hmm.
So I use flashcards, have usually every person's name on the flashcards with their date, with the president, stuff like that. Just kind of went through the flashcards a bunch of times.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of how we're prepared for it.
Okay. And
So recall time, of course, it's a different thing to recall things on the pressure here, and especially if you have different information that you maybe might have also stored in different locations, that would make things even more difficult. Like you say, you would ask three people who have had something, and you have that on different locations in your memory palace. That is definitely more difficult than having things or questions for things that are on the same location.
how did you connect the various bits of information? We had dates, we had states, we had associate, justice.
Well, since this is kind of new for me, this is my first thing, and the last time I was in school was like 20 years ago, so I haven't really done a test for that long. But I kind of just dusted off I had a really big 200 loci memory palace,
Okay.
but I kind of dusted that off, so I had to kind of relearn that a little bit. But I just was going through, the first 2 weeks I started going through line by line of memorizing, but that was taking too long. So I started breaking it in segments where, like, the first thing on your memory palace, for example, is like a mailbox, and maybe John Adams or Washington, for example, there's a washing machine beside it. And then I started having, like, let's just say July 10th, 18 something, you had to have, like, let's just say Patrick from SpongeBob SquarePants doing something. So it's like a story.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of visualize each part of the memory palace and make a story with it, with the president, with the person, with the other guy, stuff like that. So I did the best I could, but it was still pretty hard.
Mm-hmm. And you can chunk it together through like that with the story.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Awesome. Well,
You've made tremendous progress considering that you've been practicing just a little over a year.
Thank you.
What advice do you have for people that are just getting started and want to become someone capable of competing on stage like you did?
Well, I think the main thing is training. I've heard of a lot of these guys, they have like training routines where they're just asking for advice, they're in these workshops, and to kind of get it really down, get the numbers down, get the cards down, get the names down, and really just practice every day. That's kind of what I've been doing. And I'm one of those that's very into details. So for example, in the whole year, there's like not a day I miss of not studying. Like I do like an hour or two a day in the morning or at night. And so just really getting your brain just adapts to the information, adapts to the speed in your brain, and becomes getting faster and faster processing the things. And so I still have a long way to go, but I'm still really processing and getting myself better every day.
Good advice.
well, that's great to hear. And like I said, we're always happy to have new faces. And so we're lucky to have you. And you should be very proud about how you've done.
Thank you.
It takes a lot of preparation to get here.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. So let's see. Oh, Tony is back.
Had their 15 minutes in their break room. They've had the opportunity to study as many.
I like that this is really, they had these interviews, maybe prepared. No, I think they did that right now. And now it's already going back. I'm not sure if this live stream is, or this is already a edited live stream, but
of 300 words
it looks
as
good.
they would like. And I think they're going to be coming back on stage as soon as Ben has got them out here. They'll stay in the same sequence as they were before, except we now have 7 seats instead of 9.
Okay, so they already did memorize the 15-minute words. So in this event, you have 300 words to memorize within 15 minutes, and now they get quizzed. I think they just memorized them. Usually,
Laptop on the screen is what you're
Yeah,
trying to do?
Laptop on the screen.
let's see.
All right, are we ready to go, Karen? I'm ready. It's your ball.
Because they usually see the words coming back. So yes. So, okay. 15 seconds for recall. Your recall clock is up here. On your second strike, you are eliminated. We will ask you to leave the stage. If I can get someone to quickly flip one of the monitors so the athletes can see the list of words, you are amazing. Thank you so very much. Top notch.
Paul has got the ball. He is right there.
Thank you, Carl. Much appreciated. Okay.
We call this words to remember.
Words to remember. Ian, you will be the first one to start us off with. What is the first word?
Okay, I see. So they did memorize it, 15 minutes, as many as they can, 300 max. And I think that, so my guess here would be that 2 people will drop out, I think. So we will not go up to. The problem is if you have a gap, you can't survive from that gap if you're not in the right position. My guess would be that we not surpass 100 here. Maybe I'm underestimating the overall performance. I think they definitely have memorized more, but with gaps, let's see.
Remember?
That is correct. John?
Pen.
Correct. Jason?
Blanket.
That is correct. Drew?
Couch.
Correct.
Glasses.
Correct. Patricia?
Sips. Sips.
That is correct. And Erdem?
Strawberry.
That is correct. Back to you, Ian.
Hands.
Correct.
Computer.
That is correct. Jason?
Persist.
Correct.
Shorts.
Arrow.
Patricia?
Tissues.
Correct. Erdem?
Bear.
That is correct. We're back down to you, Ian, for word 15.
Cushion.
That is incorrect. John?
First strike. You get 2 strikes in this event.
I'm also word 15, just triple checking.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. Pillows.
That is correct. Jason?
Male.
So I think he said cushion, but it was pillows. So,
That is correct.
Murmured.
Correct.
Firefighter.
Yes. Patricia? Word 19.
Kibble.
Correct. And Erdem, word 20.
Moth.
That is correct.
okay, 20 words. That's definitely something everyone can do in these competitions, and I'm pretty sure we will see 40 next up to come. But let's see.
We will come back to you for word 21.
Uncle.
Correct.
Guitar.
That is correct. Jason?
Prisoner.
Yes. Drew?
Carpet.
Correct. Wesley? 25.
Courage.
Correct. Patricia?
Photograph.
Correct. Erdem?
Sandals.
That is incorrect.
They have 300 words on the list and 15 minutes. And then, yeah, go for what you can, right?
That is his first strike.
Slippers.
That is correct. Yes. That would be Erdem's first strike. You are correct, Tony. Okay. John?
Owl.
Correct. Jason?
Parenthood.
Correct. Drew?
Backpack.
Correct. Wesley? 31.
Right.
That is correct. Patricia?
Puppy.
Correct. Erdem?
Crayons.
Correct. Ian?
Book.
Correct. John?
Amusement.
Correct. Jason?
Stickers.
Correct. Drew?
Beanie.
Correct. Wesley?
Case.
Correct.
Cupcake.
That is correct. Erdem?
Oh.
Projector.
That is correct.
Okay, 40 words. Perfect.
41.
Not perfect, but you see that everyone has memorized up to 40 words, of course. Let's see. That's coming next here. Where who is?
That unfortunately would be Ian's second strike, eliminating him.
Ian seems to struggle
Thank
here
you,
on
Ian.
41. And that's it. Two strikes, you're out. Okay.
John, word 41, please.
Scar.
That is correct.
Read.
Correct. Drew?
Cushion.
Correct. Wesley?
Here's a cushion.
Ear.
Yeah.
Correct. Patricia?
Anklet.
Correct. Erdem?
Sword.
Correct. You got it.
Okay.
We are now going back to you for word 47, John.
Discourse.
Correct.
Chalk.
Correct.
Recliner.
Yes.
Toys.
Yes.
Consistency.
Yes.
He's struggling. Can he get
House.
it?
Correct.
That's correct.
John,
okay.
back to you for 53.
Microwave.
Yes.
Shirt.
Yes.
Police.
Yes.
Basket.
Yes.
Assignment.
Yes.
Dice.
Yes.
Crab.
Yes.
Drive.
Yes.
Morality.
Correct.
Jar.
Yes. That will be time Patricia's first strike. Erdem, I need word 63.
Broom.
That is correct.
Where are we at this point with strikes?
We are now, we have Patricia and Erdem with one strike each.
Okay.
Yes. John?
4.
Weeds.
Correct.
Raspberry.
Correct.
Flowers.
Yes.
Game.
Yes.
Orange.
Yes.
Did she say orange? And it was motivation, or did I misheard it? Let's wait.
Correct.
Flowers.
Yes.
Game.
Yes.
Orange.
Yes.
Coffee.
Yes. Great job.
Orange? Did she say orange, or did she say motivation? I didn't get it. Let's hear it one more time, because
Yes.
Orange.
Yes.
she did say orange.
Coffee.
Yes. Great job.
Oh,
Marimba.
Correct.
Dirt.
Yes.
Shelves.
Yes.
Knock.
Yes.
Okay, Florian. I think she drops
That
out
would
now.
be Patricia's second strike.
But that was
Eliminating Patricia and
good
ending
strange here.
words.
Why don't we just see how far they can go here?
Okay, 73. They did end before 100. I was really wondering about the orange. Florian, thank you, and see you soon. And yeah, let's see how far they can go. I would guess. I mean, if you speculate, like I would do that, not everyone can surpass a specific amount. I wouldn't go for like 200 or anything. I would just stop. I think they might go for 140, 120. Let's see.
Absolutely.
120.
Would you know word
120.
74, Erdem?
I'm gonna be honest, I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure it's camera.
That is not correct.
That's word 75.
John?
Armchair.
Yes.
So
Camera.
Yes.
I will fast forward
Yeah.
a bit.
Hair.
Mm-hmm.
Information.
Correct.
Back to you, Jim.
Playground.
Yes.
Garbage.
Government.
Xylophone.
Yes.
Bleat.
Yes.
Quilt.
Yes.
Ranger.
Yes.
All right, we got to 100. We can stop there, Karen.
Yeah, okay. Interesting. So we got to 100, so we can stop there. Yeah, they definitely show that they can all memorize 100 words. Not everyone perfect, but I'm pretty sure that everyone attempted like 100. But then, of course, you can make mistakes during recall, or if the time runs by, you might something might drop out of already. So interesting event. We have 5 people
How
left.
far did you guys memorize?
I did 140.
140,
160?
160?
We all did 300. We all
At least
Let's go to the interview. Let's go to an interview.
Hi, welcome. I'd like to introduce Ian. So Ian, my first question for you is, how long have you been preparing to compete in this year's competition?
Like generally, I would say I've been preparing like the whole year, but yeah, for like the whole year, I started preparing long term like a few days after.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So going into this event, how many words were you shooting for to memorize?
Going to this event, I was probably gonna shoot for like 110-ish, because I know sometimes like last year it went higher, but like for me, I don't think it's smart to like go that high, especially because I want to like review, like slightly review, because that gets me much higher accuracy.
Mm-hmm.
Very important point. And if you go for the 300, you don't have the time to review. You might have the time, but if you go for 110, for example, you have definitely more chances to review. That gives you higher accuracy. And I mean, it's about accuracy here, because you have to have the word you were quizzed on. So yeah, definitely a good strategy here from Ian, even though it didn't work out for him.
Yeah, the more reviews really do help. So run us through what happened there. I know we said cushion and it was pillow.
Yeah.
So run me through what was going through in your head there.
The first one, I think I was thinking of like, because I had just like this morning reviewed a little bit of the long term, and then I guess cushion was because one of the justices was William Cushing, right? So that might
okay.
have played a.
Actually, cushion was another word in the list. I think that might be the reason, but yeah, maybe it's also the cushion guy. Yeah,
Back there.
Kind of bled
And the
through a little bit.
Yeah. And then the second one, which I got eliminated on, which was Scar. So for that one, I pictured like Scar as the character, but I don't know if that, like, personally, I don't really watch. I've watched The Lion King maybe like one time, so maybe it's not the smartest idea to go, because I was thinking like what something was attacking the host, which was for 41. That was what my my system was, like the PAO or whatever, right? Yeah. So for the host, right, something was attacking the host, but I couldn't remember who. So that was.
It's so interesting. So he had a word Scar, and he was this guy. I don't know the show, but this person was attacking the host, and he knew that someone was attacking the host, but he didn't know whom. And I had this similar experience in my memory sports life when I was on a TV show, and I was memorizing names, and I I was memorizing flights, so flight number, flight day, flight time, and airline and stuff for people. And I was memorizing Poznan. And in German, it's Posen is like making some poses, something like that. So I memorized that this woman who were flying to Poznan was doing some poses, but I could just remember that she's doing something here, but I didn't know what was she really doing. So sometimes you have that. You have the memory, you know, you have what you memorized, but you don't know what is behind that information. That's
probably not a good
interesting.
decision, especially because scar is something you can actually like see as well. So I don't know.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely tough to encode with whatever our brain first associates with it, but sometimes in the recall, we can reread it in a different way. So that can be really tough. Wow.
Do you have any advice for people that are learning memory techniques on how to encode words that are more abstract in nature and are not as easy to come up with very vivid visual pictures?
Genuinely, that's like my worst like thing. I don't think I can like honestly give advice for that. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Very, very well. You should be very proud with how far you got in the competition. We're glad to have you back, Ian, this year. It's great to see you.
Thank you, Brian.
All right, thank you. I'd like to welcome Patricia. Great to see you. Sorry to see you under the circumstances. We certainly have been very impressed with all of the performances that we've seen from you in the qualifying round and in the past when you've competed. What was it like competing for you this year compared to your prior experiences?
I think competing for a second time is definitely a lot more comfortable because now I've gotten used to what the base sort of feels like. I know one interesting point that my friends and I have spoken about is if any of us were local to Winter Park, like having the advantage to practice on stage would be a huge advantage because, you know, the home team tends to just feel more comfortable, right? So I think like I definitely felt a lot more comfortable. It's like so much less like nerve-wracking.
Okay.
Yeah, being on stage is like half the battle. Right?
Exactly. Nothing prepares you for that. And then even another stage isn't the same as that stage. It's a very,
Definitely. So run me through what was happening in your head on this last event, running through the words and how they were encoded.
So I always have a bit of a dilemma about how to sort of spend my 15 minutes. And there's there's a difference in techniques where if I'm chaining something versus pegging something, it's okay, am I going to invest in a longer, weaker, but faster chain? Or am I going to append something so that I can have it's more work, but I can go for accuracy, right? And I think I got a bit too excited with how some of the words made good stories. And so I know I lost myself somewhere around marimba, 70-ish. And I couldn't remember the knock armchair root, I had an image of this, these four words together. I got three of them and not four. And then I didn't really know where that order was. And so it was a bit I was a bit too ambitious, I think, with trying to go a bit further when I could have fortified these pegs. Yeah.
So how many words were you chunking together in groups, or were you chunking them in different size groups as you saw fit?
I try to aim to chunk them in threes. Okay. So I usually I have my periodic table palace. I'll chunk them in threes and I'll throw them into an element. And sometimes if it feels right, 2 or 4. Okay. But I'm wondering if maybe consistency is a bit better to aim for with instead of oh, did I decide to add another word here? Did I cut one out here? So.
Right. Yeah. A lot of different strategies to play with.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wow.
So what strategy would you use if you came across a word that you had never seen before and didn't know what the definition of the word would be?
I mean, if we were allowed to look at a dictionary, I would just look at what it means. I would probably figure out what it means based on the linguistic context. But if in this hypothetical, I really have no idea whatsoever, I guess since recall is verbal, I would think of something phonetic. But if I were doing this on Memory League, I would do something visual. And so it does depend. And I think that's also where it makes this event the most difficult for me, because I think it's the most difficult to replicate and practice. I always feel really comfortable. There's a huge advantage to be able to being able to super quickly regurgitate like on your keyboard, like all the words. It's like you're getting through them in like seconds, right?
Mhm.
And I'm having to hold on to them longer during verbal recall, and I have to listen to other people do it, and that's sort of like, you know, it's a much more it's much harder to hold on to. And so, but I think in that case, phonetic.
Okay. So question for you. You are an up-and-coming star in the field of memory sports. Do you have any advice for people that are just finding out about it and want to get started?
Sure. So what I would say is I would actually encourage you to do a bit of research before actually getting into it. I think a lot of times the faulty approach that people take towards approaching any new skill is that they get overexcited to get to the fun part, right? And I think that a lot of people find themselves exasperated with memory palaces the first time they try them because they're thinking of like the very simplified version that doesn't hold that many, that doesn't have that many like loci. And I think doing some research first into why the brain works the way it works, just like a very simple, a simple understanding is helpful, because if you approach it without really knowing that, then you could be training and building bad muscle memory. I think that Dr. Jemian's lectures are probably some of the best on this. It talks about like scaffolding and stuff like that, like thinking of the brain as like a fortress rather than a container with finite amount of information. Because if I've had people ask me like, what's the best system to learn? And I've always said like, it's not an economy where you have to choose between them. The more you learn, the easier they get. And people don't realize that. They're just like, oh, well, I should just invest my time doing this or this. But it's like, you should try to do that all the time. And then I think the other piece of advice would be, because outside the other stuff, I think the technique stuff you'll find online, I really believe in the concept of like, not just active image building, but passive image building. So not just working on maintaining your palaces, just like whenever you're practicing memory, it's like, you're not treating it just like gym. Whenever I'm like out and about, I'm always paying attention to numbers. I have like a 4-digit system that I'm working on slowly. Like I'm not trying to fill it in. I'm taking my time to fill it in with things, images that come to me organically. I ask my friends to give me images. I pay attention to like things in life I might not pay attention to usually, because the more knowledge you have, the more meaning you have, the less abstract new information becomes. And so I think just paying attention to the world around you, that's a pretty good one.
So it sounds like understanding the nuts and bolts of memory a little bit, and then taking small steps to integrate that into your daily life. Sound like really impactful
Exactly.
ideas.
I think in the same way that language learning is best done, like the passive part is necessary, the active part is optional. But the passive part does a lot. So, yeah.
Awesome. Well, Patricia, that's great. We're so happy to have you again this year. Great job. You should be very proud, and hope you keep competing.
Thank you.
Yes, definitely. All right.
So, wow, this was a really nice interview. Patricia made some wonderful points here. And I mean, especially on the passive active thing, there's nothing to add. She summarized it quite nicely. Paying attention to the world to get more used to everything, so you get more you get to train your, or as I understand it, it's not about actively training, but it's rather like for example, if you want to memorize names easier, then you should pay attention to names. So if you meet new people with difficult names, then you should not say, oh, it's too difficult to memorize, just go for it, right? It's right there. You can get this skill in a daily practice, and that's really cool. So it's a great advice. And the second thing I wanted to mention here is it sounded like she was not using a memory palace for the words. She was using a PAC system, using her periodic table. So it sounds like that she has connected chunks of words to the elements of the periodic table. So PAC system, you have like you have the element number 1 is Wasserstoff. What is Wasserstoff in English? I'm missing the word. Wasserstoff is, sorry guys, that's a bit embarrassing, but missing the word. It's crazy. Let's see. hydrogen. Oh, my brain is kind of scratching. Of course, hydrogen. So she would connect the first 3 or 2 or 4 words to hydrogen, and what she did was she went for chains of words which felt good, but and that's also what she mentioned here, is that it was a bit difficult because she wasn't not sure anymore how many words she was chaining to a specific word. Of course, if you know all the words chained to an image or to an element, like to hydrogen, if you know all of them, then it's good. But if you don't know how many have been there and you just know 3 out of 4, you wouldn't maybe not know there were 4, so you mix things up. Or it's better to have a consistent way of doing it and having it in fixed chunks. Maybe for some people, or for most people, it's a better strategy, having a fixed chunks that you are not confused then by how many words did you put in that and then in this and so on. It's always clear it's 3 and not 2 or 4 or anything. So that's pretty nice interview, to be honest. I like that. Let's see how we continue. Oh, it's already...
I call our tea party 3. Karen, it's 3 strikes. They're out on this one.
That
and
is
tea
correct,
party,
Tony.
last one,
The
next
mental
one.
athletes get 3 strikes. They also, if they are given a strike on a particular piece of information, the next athlete needs to answer that information.
All right. So here's where they're going to see the videos on this screen over here. If any of you want to relocate, or
This time they have videos and not people coming up stage. In the past, they had a big stage, I think, and then actual people were coming up stage and telling some information about them. The Tea Party event, the most famous event, I'd say, in the world of memory competitions outside of the traditional format. Tea Party is in the US is quite famous in the community of memory competitions. But that's really cool. So Tea Party
stand up and do whatever.
Athletes, you will get to initially meet the Tea Party guests on the screen in the video. The first time you will see all of the videos go back to back. You'll see them a second time. Underneath your chairs are mind maps. You can pick them up on the second go. Then you will get the remainder of 5 minutes on stage with the maps to memorize, and the audience.
And that was always something what confused me in the beginning. I was like, okay, wow, they memorized everything on spot when the Tea Party guests talk, but it's not the case. They have information right now below their chairs, so they'll pick them up, and they're organized in a mind map, so they have the information in a written way somewhere, and they can memorize, but they can also watch the video and listen to the information. But it's not like that they memorize on spot what the people say. They have the information in a different format already in a list, or in this time in a mind map.
Will silently be cheering you on.
Go a bit forward here. Maybe not.
And all that other fun stuff. Yes, Drew.
For the back-to-back videos, is there any like little break in between, or it's just right back to back?
No, back to back.
And now we go. The guests.
Name's Blake Marley Custer, born June 24th.
Okay, and here's why it definitely makes sense to have the information on a sheet of paper, because I mean, he's saying the name once, but of course, sometimes you don't understand what exactly he's saying, or I didn't get his name, or was it? Is it the information about him? No. This is university. This is like advertisement. Sorry. So yeah, it's quite tough to follow. So let's go.
2004. I graduated Ben Lippen High School, home of the Falcons, in 2022. I live in La Plata, Maryland, 20646. Right now, I work at the Antler Room as a restaurant server. I've also got a convict cichlid fish in orange and white named Angel. I like to do traveling, cycling, and photography for fun. My car is a 2021 Toyota RAV4 in gunmetal gray, and my favorite foods are cheese quesadillas, wonton soup, and a salmon avocado roll.
Okay, that was cool. And yeah, you heard all this information, and I'd say that even the best memory athletes in the world would have a huge trouble getting all this information memorized without any written notes, because it's very quick. We are quick, but maybe not that quick, especially when it comes down to having those different kind of information. It's not just like numbers, not just like only words, but it's different kind of information. So that makes it difficult. And just to give you an impression on the benchmark here is that this is just memorizing it without any written stuff. To me, it feels impossible. And that's, yeah.
Good afternoon. I'm Taylor Angel McCartney, and I was born August 12th, 2002. I went to Texline High School, home of the Tornadoes, class of 2021. I live in Peach Springs, Arizona, area code 86434. I work for the Coastal Elite Home Repairs as a construction worker. I also have a Netherland dwarf rabbit, ruby-eyed white by the name of Cuddles. And in my free time, I enjoy trivia games, a nice science project, and even woodworking. I drive a 2021 Honda CR-V in Euro Green. And my 3 favorite foods are crab rangoon, a nice apple pie, and a Greek salad.
Hi, I'm Cameron Adrian Anderson. I was born on March 16, 2002, and went to Evergreen Park High. I'm proud to be a Mustang and proud to be a part of the class of 2020. I live in Pelican Rapids, Minnesota, 56572, and I work for WorldCom Exchange as an administrative assistant. I live with an Abyssinian cat. She's Cinnamon, and her name is Luna. I really like reading, hiking, and hunting. I drive a 2014 Chevrolet Silverado in the color Black Sparkle. If we go out to eat, I love getting margarita pizza, hummus, or sweet potato fries.
Yeah, and you can tell that the information is always in the same order. Everyone has exactly given the same information, but it's not random. It's like a big table you would memorize for each of these persons.
Hello, my name is Aubrey Avery Wilson. I was born on October 4th, 2005. I went to Lexington Christian High School, home of the Eagles, and recently graduated in 2024. I now live in Gordon, California, 93619. Right now, I work with the Billings Clinic as a nursing assistant. At home with me is my French Bulldog. He's black and white, and his name is Milo. In my free time, I enjoy gardening, arts and crafts, and birding. I drive a 2020 Ford F-150 in titanium frost. My 3 favorite foods are sesame chicken, seaweed salad, and Texas red chili.
My name's Alex Noah Campbell. I was born November 3rd, 2003, and went to Banana Kelly High School. Go Wolverines! Graduated with the class of 2022, and I now live in Candalia, Texas, 78013. I work at Resolution Promotions as one of their marketing specialists. It's a cool gig. My pet is the sweetest British short-haired cat you'll ever meet. She's blue, and her name's Bella. I really like baking, meditation, and writing music when I get the chance. I drive a 2013 Ram 1500 in electric purple. Oh, and my favorite foods are chips and queso, chicken wings, and white rice.
Yo, I'm Riley Breyer Thompson. My birthday is January 22nd, 2003, and I'm a graduate of the Scotlandville High School Hornets, class of 2022. I live in West Brookfield, Massachusetts, zip code 01585. I work at DeAndrea and Associates as an internal auditor so I can support my Brussels Griffin dog. He's beige and his name's Fluffy. I like movies, puzzles, and video games in my free time. I drive a 2016 Nissan Rogue in royal blue, and I'll never say no to garlic knots, bean burritos, or Thai iced tea.
So that's a lot of information. I haven't counted it. I think I have to count it later on, just to get an impression, but how many informations are actually there, but that's quite a bunch of information. And it looks like that they now are allowed to pick up the mind maps, so it's interesting. That's not a lot of time.
Athletes, you now have your mind maps. And we're going to run through the videos again a second time.
Okay, I will jump the
Hey,
videos.
name's Blake Marley Custer, born June 24th.
And Associates as an internal auditor so I can support my Brussels Griffin dog. He's beige and his name's Fluffy. I like movies, puzzles, and video games in my free time. I drive a 2016 Nissan Rogue in royal blue, and I'll never say no to garlic knots, bean burritos, or Thai iced tea.
Okay, I think
Okay,
that's 5
athletes,
minutes.
you will now have 5 minutes. I will warn you with 1 minute remaining.
Okay, interesting. So they had 5 minutes while this second run was running, and then now they have another 5 minutes in silence. That's for sure 10 minutes, and yeah, it's quite tough. It's a lot of information in this short amount of time. I really have to calculate how much it is. How many information it is. Okay, fast forward here a bit.
Questions that are incorrect. 3 strikes and you're
Okay,
eliminated. We
5
get down to
minutes.
3 athletes. We are ready to meet our first team.
Okay, that was 5 minutes, and now they have the questions, and each one gets a question, and then the first one with 3 strikes
Party
is
guest.
out.
John, can you tell me who that is?
That is Taylor Angel McCartney.
That is incorrect. Jason. Oh, no, go back to the production, back to the first image. There we go. That's where we stay until we need a new guest. Jason,
Riley, Marley, Custer.
that is incorrect.
So wow, the first 2 are already struggling here. On
Am
the
I
first
supposed to
name.
be saying what he got wrong?
You need to tell us who that Tea Party guest is.
Understood. Riley Angel McCarthy.
That is incorrect.
Wow, they have really, this is just 10 minutes. You can really tell. When you think back of the first event here, the history event, they had so many more information, and now they have less information, but just 10 minutes. And that's so tough because also the information is so different. There's a pressure on the stage. There's this video running in the first run of, you have your mind map, but there's this video running which disturbs you definitely. When you see that running all the time, then you have 5 minutes on the stage to get all these information done. It's quite a hard job. So, and you can really tell everyone is wrong here on that guy. So I think Wesley will get it, but let's see.
Blake Marley Custer.
That would be his name. Great job, Wesley. Erdem, can you tell me what his date of birth is?
January 22, 2003.
That is incorrect. John, do you know his date of birth?
2003 was not matching, right? That was the last one, I think.
No.
That would be a strike. Jason.
Wow, everyone is struggling so much here. On the one hand, that gives me, as a viewer, yeah, I mean, I know how difficult it is. And one thing is that gives everything a bit of a normal look, because it's not like geniuses sitting there up there. They are really trained people who have done that quite often. But the pressure and the difficulty level of this event is quite high here, especially in this situation. So no shame here for anyone. It's really tough.
June 24th, 2002.
That is incorrect.
Unfortunate.
Sorry, what am I supposed to be giving?
His birthday.
June 24th, 2004.
That is correct. Wesley, can you tell me what his high school alma mater is?
2022 Falcons. Ben Lippens.
That is correct. Erdem, can you tell me his home residence?
La Plata, Maryland, 20646.
That is correct. Great job. Okay, John, down to you. His employment.
He works at the Antler Room as a server, a restaurant server.
That is correct. Great job. Jason, what is his pet?
Convict chinchilla fish, orange and white, named Angel.
What kind of pet again?
A convict chinchilla fish as orange and white, named.
That is incorrect. Jason is our first eliminated athlete.
Oh, tough one for Jason here. Oh, this is, you can tell from all these guys here sitting there sweating. It's a super tough job. It's also entertaining to watch, to be honest. It's a nice event. It is.
True.
I'm supposed to be giving the pet, correct?
Yes, the pet, please.
Orange and white fish, convict, child.
The name of the fish.
Convict.
That is incorrect. Wesley,
I
that
don't-
is, okay, Drew's second.
He said it's pet.
His pet, yes.
I don't know his pet. I'm sorry.
Okay, that is fine. That is your first strike. Erdem, do you know his pet?
Convict, child, fish in white and orange, named Angel.
That is correct.
Okay, now 3 people worked on that pet, and now they finally get it. Maybe this is also a bit lucky in this situation for Erdem here, but yeah, I mean, this is such a hard fight.
Oof, this is tough, guys. All right, so John, we are down to you. What are his hobbies?
Movies, video games, and trivia.
That is incorrect. John is our second eliminated. Yes, does anybody want to guess what his hobbies are? Yes, Drew.
Traveling, biking, photography.
Cycling, close, yes. Okay, and how about his car?
Oh, car? I don't know his car. Sorry.
What would you know? Do you know anything about him remaining?
He likes salmon avocado roll, crab wonton, crab rangoons. Same thing, but no.
He's not the crab rangoons
Not that guy.
guy. Nope,
Not
he's
salmon
that
avocado
guy.
roll. None of that.
He is the salmon
Okay,
avocado
cheese
roll guy.
quesadilla?
Yes,
Okay, then I don't know the other one. Okay.
wonton soup.
We could have let Ernest try that.
Oh, that's okay.
I think
Well,
it was,
or do you know his car?
2021 Toyota RAV4 in, what is it, pistol gray?
Gunmetal, pretty close.
Wow.
Yes, fantastic job, guys.
It is rare that we eliminate two people on the first Tea Party guest.
Jason tripped me up. He said chinchilla, and I couldn't let chinchilla go for chiclet.
I gotcha.
Okay, wow. That was obviously also for the people in Georgia here, the first time that it went so fast. Maybe it's also because, I mean, 6 people were newcomers in total. They haven't felt this yet. And I don't know what was different the years before. I also felt it's not easy to do it with 5 minutes and then while you are watching the video and then 5 minutes extra. Maybe it was always like that, but I don't know. For the audience, or I feel that this is, of course, a bit like unfortunate because people cannot show what they have done. It looks like, okay, they don't know any information. It's a bit strange. In the context of the whole competition, it's not like that. But if you just see that piece of memory competition, it looks a bit like, okay, what did they even memorize? But yeah, this is a competition. This is memory sports, and things can go wrong, and not everything sticks to your mind. So no shame here for the competitors, but of course, this wasn't the best event to phrase it like that.
Yeah.
Anybody in the audience would have known everything about Blake. All right. We are ready to go to our next event. Karen, wrap this up.
We have a 15-minute break, guys. For those who have been eliminated, please visit Michael and Briley at the 2:35.
Okay, I go a bit forward to the interviews.
2:35.
2:34.
Hi, welcome. What was it like competing this year?
It was, it felt good. I enjoyed it. I had fun. That's really all that I can ask for. Learn from this and take it for next year. Yeah.
So that was kind of a tough tea party this year, I thought.
It was.
Yeah. Tell me about how that was encoding that kind of information and what was the most challenging for you.
I felt like I had it. I guess I was just mispronouncing the pet or something like that. I kind of felt it was the middle part, I guess. Then I totally blanked on the name, and I thought I had the birthday. I went a little maybe too fast on it, so I got to slow down. But the data wasn't too bad. It was just the execution that wasn't as good as I would like it to be.
This is definitely a really interdisciplinary event. I mean, you're memorizing numbers, you're memorizing names, you're memorizing abstract things that you don't really practice specifically in other events, and so it really offers a unique challenge in that regard, for sure.
100%. Yeah, Tea Party is always the most difficult, always tough to get through it.
What kind of memory palace do you find yourself using, or in what way do you encode
I do more of
information?
like the linking kind of everything together. And it just didn't get there this time. Yeah.
Well, you've been a tough competitor year after year, and I'm sure we're going to be seeing you back here again.
Of course, yeah.
So what advice do you have for anyone who is just getting interested in memory sports and wants to get to the level of competition that you're at?
Just do it. Find what you enjoy, get on Memory League, get some books, but just start applying it, I think is like the most important thing. And just have fun with it. It's supposed to be a hobby, whatever it might be. So, just enjoy it and go from there.
So one question for you.
Yeah.
What do you do when you're not practicing?
Well, I have a full-time job. I'm a psychologist at a female prison.
Wow.
So anytime I can get away from that, it's a nice break.
Sure.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. Well,
Yeah.
Jason, happy
Yeah,
to
no
have you
problem.
here for another year, and
Yeah.
congratulations.
See you guys next year.
Sounds
All right,
good.
take
Yes.
care.
All right. Thank you.
Interesting insight.
Hi, good afternoon. Welcome.
Thank you.
This is your first time competing, is it not?
It is, that's correct.
All right. What was the experience like, and was it something that is it anything like what you thought it was going to be?
I would say it's very similar to what I've seen in past years. I would say that the Tea Party usually doesn't end that quickly in my experience, but I think that some of the other competitors may have also used my strategy of just picking a few and learning them really well and, rolling the dice, and that did not work this time, but I don't think this is my last time here, and I will have a better strategy for Tea Party next time. That's a promise.
Sure. It's always different on stage when you have to hear it there in front of the whole audience with all the lights on you, for sure. So tell me a little bit about your strategy for encoding this information. Like we said before, it's really interdisciplinary with a varied kind of information. So what was that like for you?
Absolutely. So I used one memory palace per Tea Party guest, and I had pre-mapped locations for each, environment. Their pet is going to be in the hall or whatever, and their birthday will be on the refrigerator. And then I represent that using Major System. And then for everything else, I just I would say words is generally my best event. So anything that I can turn into a series of words, which is what I tried to do through most of the information. And it went how it went.
Mm-hmm. What information did you find was the most difficult to encode?
I would say probably the residence, the location, because it is a 5-digit number on top of other stuff too. So it's a combination within that one data item.
Yeah, for sure. So you'd mentioned before about a history of interest with trivia and game shows. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
That I would love to do. So for about the last decade or so of my life, I've been really into trivia. I did Who Wants to Be a Millionaire in 2018. I did Jeopardy in 2019. I did The Chase in 2023. And so I'm kind of taking a little detour into memory because obviously being able to learn a lot of things quickly would be really good for trivia too.
Sure. Wow, that's great to hear. Wow.
Interesting.
How long did it take you to prepare to compete in this year's event?
I spent about 2 weeks intensively on long term, which I did, get through without any strikes, which I'm pretty proud of. And I completely spent no time on words. Words is the one thing that intrinsically seems to make sense to me. I played on Memory League all the time, and so words I didn't do much prep on. I spent a lot of time on cards, which will not pay off until at least next year, but I figured that Tea Party you can practice for to some degree, which I did, but you can obviously practice differently or better, and I'll be working on figuring how that goes next year. But I spent a lot of time on Double Deck. Cards is still something that I'm not great at, along with numbers, so that's what I'll be looking to improve most for next year.
Awesome. Great. Well, John, we're happy to have you. It's great to have new faces, especially someone like yourself, and so thanks for coming.
Of course. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, cool. So we are down to the last event, I guess. 3 competitors left. And I will give my final thoughts in the end, but let's see.
We are ready for our last event of the day to declare who will be our 26th USA Memory Champion.
So if we can set that to 5 minutes.
Each of you're going to explain this, Karen. I'll stop right there.
Yes, we are. Yeah, no, Wesley, you would be in the middle. Erdem would be on deck or bust. Deck or bust.
Sorry. So let's go.
You now, Drew, will answer first. Wesley second. Erdem third. Welcome to the double deck or bust. These are 2 decks of 52 playing cards shuffled together. So it is very possible and quite likely you're going to get the same card back to back. You will have 5 minutes to memorize. It will be displayed on the timer countdown in front of you. I will also give you a 2-minute and a 1-minute warning as well. When you are done, put the cards down and we will begin with oral recall. If you miss the card, you are immediately eliminated. The 2 remaining athletes will continue to go head to head. If it's down to 2 and that person makes a mistake, if you say the card and it's wrong, you also get eliminated. So if it's 2 and you're striking someone out, jump up and down because you get to take the trophy home with you. Does that make sense? If it is a dead heat one-on-one, you are not the one who is supposed to necessarily answer.
Just a quick story on that point. Josh Four, who wrote the book Moonwalking with Einstein.
That is correct.
The next person in a line, and he would have been eliminated, but the person right before him missed the card. Josh won the event.
Yes.
So comes Moonwalking with Einstein.
So we all know what happens after Josh Forward did not answer that question.
Thank goodness, because that book has brought more people to this competition than anything that's been done in 25 years.
Absolutely. So the first card that you will be asked to recall for me is the card touching the top of the desk. The top of the desk, excuse me, not deck, my bad. So yes, when you lift it up, you can lift it up. I'll give you the first card. It's the 6 of clubs. So
Everybody
the
look
six
at
of
the 6
clubs
of clubs.
will be the very first. You can look, Wesley.
Yeah,
It's
look
okay.
at your 6 of clubs right
You
now.
can just pick it up and make sure it is the 6 of clubs. That's the quality control for right now. That will be the card, Drew, that you are necessary to tell me this is the first card. Now let's go in the series.
Drew, do you know what the first card's going to be?
I do.
There we go, Drew. All right, you got it. All right.
If you want to break the deck into smaller, manageable pieces, go right ahead. Just understand that if you bump it, if you knock it over, it is
Good
what
luck,
it is.
yeah.
You know, it is what it is. You can reorder it if you choose, but you'll be wrong. So that's kind of how it goes.
Yeah, that's a tough event here in the end. 2 decks of cards, double decks of cards in 5 minutes. It should be possible for many athletes, or it sounds possible for memory athletes in general. But even for well-trained memory athletes, it's not that easy, especially because the recall is different from what memory athletes are used to. Memory athletes are used to getting a second deck of cards, which is so actually they would memorize 1 deck of cards and then they get a second deck and which is in order, and they bring that second deck into the same order as the first deck. I think I have watched it 1 or twice double deck cards in the past, but I cannot really remember how that went and what would happen if 2 people would get all the cards correct. I don't know. There's definitely a rule for that, but yeah, let's see.
Okay.
They have now 5 minutes.
Any questions before
to
we start the
memorize.
timer? Yes.
I'll go first, second, third. Would it go back to him or would it be back?
After Erdem answers, it comes back to you. Are you all with me? Audience, thank you all in advance for your silent cheering. Athletes, you may begin.
Okay, now they have 5 minutes to memorize the cards here. And yeah, I will fast forward that a bit here. Oh no, let's check them out because it's also interesting to watch a bit. They go quite
A
Okay.
defending champion. What is it like preparing for this event?
Well,
and
let's
what
listen
was
to
your
the commentators.
strategy when you were competing?
Sure. So for those at home, I'll go through a little bit about what exactly the strategy is that our competitors are using for today. So what the most common strategy is, and I know that these 3 competitors are using the same one, is called a PAO strategy, and that stands for Person, Action, Object. And so what they do is that for each of the 52 cards in a deck of playing cards, they have a pre-selected person, action, and object that represents that card, so that when they see that card, they immediately think of that person doing that action on said object. What they do to memorize a deck of cards is they take the cards in groups of 3, and when they do that, they take the person of the first card, combined with the action of the second card, acting on the object of the third card. Those 3 cards together forms a composite image, and that composite image gets placed in what we call a memory palace, which is what all of our contestants use to memorize stuff. So the basic concept here is taking the information we want to memorize, turning it into a visual image, and then storing that into our spatial memory in our brain. Those strategies let our brain memorize way more information, way more quickly, and that's how we do it here. So I have the deck of cards here for the competition, so I can show the audience at home. So this is the first card. We have the 6 of clubs that Karen said. And so the competitors will take the person that represents this card for them, combined with the action of the second card, acting on the object of the third card. So this means that they memorize the deck in groups of 3, and that leads to 17 groups, or 17 composite images that they then put into a memory palace. Now, they have 2 decks here, which combines to 104 cards, or 34 composite images, with 1 card remaining in each deck, because it's 52. So right now the contestants are going through there. I would say at about 2.5 to 3 minutes, they would probably want to start reviewing, because here reviewing is key. You can maybe be able to get through 1 deck in 5 minutes is a reasonable time, but reviewing is really what helps. And so if you're going through your first time and you don't get all the cards, that's okay. It's more helpful to get maybe 70 to 80% of the cards through the first run through, so then you could go back, run through much faster, and pick up those remaining cards that you haven't memorized yet. So that's a general overview of the kind of strategy that the contestants are using today.
Okay. Using your existing PAO system, could you provide a demonstration of what your P, A, and O would be for the first 3 cards in the deck?
Sure. So, for example, I personally am a big superhero fan, so a lot of my images are different superheroes. So, for me, the 6 of clubs is Groot from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay.
That's the person. And then the second one, this card, the action is Spider-Man using his web slingers. And so that's the action I think of. And then the object for 4 of clubs is, for me personally, is a dollhouse. And so to form this composite image, I would imagine Groot using the web slingers on a dollhouse. And for me, I would place that in the first location in my memory palace, which is a giant lamp I have in my front yard of my parents' home. And then I would imagine Groot whipping the dollhouse to that lamp, and that would form my first composite image. So sort of, it sounds very wacky in practice.
Oh, it's got to be wacky to be able to remember it.
Exactly. Yeah. The wackier, the crazier, the more memorable it is. Great. And here we have Drew. Drew is a first-time competitor.
Yes. 3 finalists.
I think that no one has memorized both decks of cards. They might have memorized 1 deck or 52 cards, and now they have another minute to go through everything in their heads. That's definitely helping. Let's go a bit forward here.
There's no review, and that's straight through the deck. Takes a lot of mental effort.
All right, we're going back live to the event.
Okay, let's see how they do.
Okay, guys, and we are
interesting.
about ready to begin this event.
Karen, you got to get the cards on the screen.
Can we start my laptop feed? There we go. Okay, and Drew, first card.
6 of clubs.
Correct.
7 of clubs.
Correct.
4 of clubs.
Correct.
8 of diamond.
That is correct.
Ace of spades.
Correct.
5 of spades.
One thing I'd like to mention here, if they all use PAO, then is the being in the first spot here, like Drew, this is the most difficult spot. Because if you're here as the first one and you know your person, okay, then it's fine. But if you don't know, you have no hint. The others have the person, and if they have the card, like six of clubs, and they know then even if they forget the second and the third card in the location, then they would still have a good chance to recall it, because the first person gives them the hint of the complete image, like the example we heard in the break-off. So it was like Grooch was using Spider-Man on the dollhouse. So the first person would tell out loud, okay, this is Grooch, and then the other one, even if they wouldn't know Grooch, then they might have a good chance to come up with Grooch and what he's doing, because they got the hint from the first person. So that's what I wanted to say. That being here in the first spot is the most difficult spot, and I would think that he drops out first, but this not necessarily means that.
Two of spades.
Correct?
Two of hearts.
Correct?
Four of spades.
That is correct.
Ace of diamond.
Correct?
Seven of hearts.
Correct.
Three of spades.
Correct.
Sorry, what card did Erdem say?
Erdem said three of spades.
Three of spades.
Mm-hmm.
Eight of hearts.
That is incorrect.
Yeah, and this is it. So he had to start the next PAO. So for him, it didn't work out. And that's definitely something you should have to consider here in this competition when you are... I'm not sure how they are supposed to be in this spot, like first, second, third. There should be some kind of qualification for that, and I think there is. I don't know about that, but that's definitely a disadvantage.
Three of spades again.
That is correct.
Eight.
Okay, but wait, three of spades? Ah, okay. There was a double three of spades here. There was the first three of spades and the next three of spades coming. That was a problem. And I kind of take it back, what I said. Of course, it's more difficult for this person because he starts with PAO, person, but if he doesn't get it right, the next person has to get it. So still the most difficult position here, but if he doesn't get it, then he has to get it anyway. And if he's not getting it, he has to get it. So in the end, it's an advantage to sit on the left here. Okay, I have to interrupt here. I think that's not very accurate what I said in the video, because of course it's a competitor's choice which system he want to use. And it's a competitor's choice how to use the system. For example, if you have person action object and you know you are in the first position, of course you could just start with a second card as a person and just memorize the six of clubs in this case on the side. So then you wouldn't be the person because you would start with the person as a second card and you would end up with the object in the end. Hope that makes sense. And I just want to mention again, this is a competitor's choice, as it is almost every time. And as soon as it is down to two players, it doesn't matter at all. So let's continue with the video.
Hearts.
That is correct.
PAO.
Clubs.
Oh,
Correct.
now person.
Eight of hearts.
Correct.
Action.
Four of clubs.
Object.
Six of spades.
Now person.
Ace of clubs.
Nine of hearts.
Action. Object.
Nine of diamonds.
Person.
Seven of hearts.
Action.
Eight of clubs.
Object.
Queen of spades.
Person.
10 of hearts.
Action.
King of hearts.
Object.
5 of diamonds.
Person. Struggling on the person. But he has to...
7 of hearts.
That is incorrect.
Wesley is our
Wesley.
26th
Wow.
USA champion.
Wesley Twiggs. Wow, very emotional.
Heard him. You want to talk to us about the event and the fact that you've been here several years? Tell us about your experience today.
It was great. I'm a little sad that I missed the card right there.
Through the microphone.
I'm a little sad that I missed the card right there, but overall it's been very fun.
First of all, congratulations, Wesley. That's insane.
Thank you.
Um,
Oh my God.
I'm happy where I got today. A little silly of a mistake, but happy where I got. I'd like to thank everyone who's helped me on the way, but yeah.
Wesley, are we going to give you another minute here and I can get some other people up here? Do we need to give you a friend? We've never had anybody go through. I know you were surprised you got as far as you did. I got to stop because I'm going to start to cry with you. So.
Ooh, I'm okay. Yeah, okay. I'm good. Wow. I just want to say these guys are amazing. They've worked really, really, really hard. I've been talking to them all day, and they're amazing. I think that there's a lot to be said for just being comfortable on stage. And, 15, 16, I'm 27. And I haven't done this before, but I don't know. I feel pretty comfortable up here.
Yeah.
And I think that made up for a lot of the lack of skill and practice because I can't memorize a deck of cards as fast as these guys. I don't think you're just like at home practicing, but here, like, I played it safe, stayed calm, and my God, I took it.
So
That's
when
crazy.
you come up against these two, were you coming up here thinking you had a chance to win this?
I told them before, I was like, if I make it to Tea Party, that's a good day, because that's hard. That's a hard event. And so I made it to Tea Party. I was like, oh, this is great. And then I make it past Tea Party. I'm like, okay, I got to focus. This is crazy. And I can't, this is amazing. I can't believe this happened. I'm still, like, kind of thinking I might be dreaming right now. Like, honestly, this feels like a dream. This is crazy. So
You driving back home tonight, or are you sticking around?
Hey, I got my magic band on. I'm going to Disney World with my wife after this, so
Oh my goodness.
it's just now hitting me what happened. This is crazy.
Yeah, after the Super Bowl.
That could be a prize next time. Everybody who podiums gets to go to Disney,
This is terrific. Well, let me come present you. If you have back up in front.
Well, Michael and Briley were in the back. It's by any chance, Wesley, do you know the card that Erda missed?
Where
Last was the 5 of diamonds,
5 of diamonds, 6 of hearts,
6 of hearts.
and then after that would be the 3 of hearts, 2 of hearts, and it's starting to fade. I know it's after that, but this one.
9 of hearts.
There's 9 of hearts.
You know the 9 of hearts. What happened?
9 of hearts.
Yeah.
Pick up the mic. Tell us what happened.
Yeah, I thought I said 6 of hearts. I guess I just didn't. I knew what it was, but it just didn't appear in the moment.
Karen, you want to come up here?
Sure.
Michael, where we can get Michael and Briley up here? Come on. Oh, you got to get yourself dressed up now.
Oh, the boys are really, like, suffering here.
All right.
15 and 16 years old.
Here.
They have a good future, for sure, in this sport.
Congratulations to you. You
And
get to
Wesley.
look at the seahorse and remember what you've accomplished here today.
First
As
time
our first
in
time
a
you're welcome
competition.
to do that. 26th USA Memory Champion.
Yeah, well, when I came up here earlier today, and I didn't know the seahorse was just going to be up here. And so I told Karen, I was like, I can take a picture with that, right? She's like, yeah. I took a picture of it, and I sent it to my family with a text message next year. Because I was like, these guys work really hard. I'm gonna make it to tea party maybe, we'll see. But next year I'm gonna take it seriously, we'll see what happens. And I mean, I did take it seriously, but I know these guys work really, really hard on this. So I mean, a lot of, like any sport, a lot of luck goes into this. I got pretty lucky, I think, with just the choices I made. Like I didn't try to memorize too many words. I didn't try to memorize too many cards. I just rein it in, do what's in my ability. And yeah, I mean, I work at the Cheesecake Factory, and they have a big menu. So they didn't make me wear the hat. That was my choice. I like wearing hats. But like, I've had a lot of practice every day serving over there, taking orders and oh, you have a rewards with us? So what's your phone number? And I remember the phone number. It's like, oh, that's cool. So like, I practice every day in that sense. But, some of these disciplines, they take a long time to get good at. So next year, I'm going to have to fight hard to keep this next year, for sure.
You're going to need Karen to send an email to the family so they don't think you stole the trophy?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Oh, man. Absolutely, yeah. I'm in Nelson Dulles' Discord, and when I told him I qualified, I mean, he's nice, but he was like surprised, like, really? Like, yeah, I made it. So I'm fourth seeded. Yeah.
No way.
Oh, really? He responded already? He's a busy guy. That's crazy. Well, today is important, I guess. So.
And he's like, yeah, no. And I said, but I still think you would have been there.
Yeah.
No, meaning you'd be here with your statue.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. No, he absolutely helped a lot. Like I was on the track with learning stuff, but his course has been a game changer. So I mean, again, I'm not selling anything, I'm not promoting anything. I'm just like, that's how I learn. And Nelson is a great teacher. So, yeah.
It's been a lot of fun working with Briley today, doing the interviews. Love the perspective that Briley brings with him as somebody who's been a champion and can break it down for the people watching at home to understand the art and the science behind what it takes to go from sitting there to sitting here.
And if I may interject, the beautiful thing about Briley was he was sitting up here last year as a finalist, and he didn't win that event, but he was invited to come to the MIT Tournament of Champions. So these were the best of the best that we had last year for 25 years, and he walked away with it.
Thank you. That's very kind. I just want to say here, again, congrats to Wesley. Very well deserved. Applause for you one more time. And also to Drew and Erdem, Wesley was not joking that it really does take a lot of work, and everybody who's competed here today and been on the stage has put in a lot of work, and I can at least attest to somebody who sees that work, and you guys have all done a really great job of being here today. So one round of applause for all the competitors today. Lastly, I'll just say that I said this last year at the MIT competition, but if we're all here for one thing, it's to spread the art of memory and show how beautiful it is and how anybody has the capacity to practice their memory in the way that these competitors have today. And so Wesley and everybody up here has done a fantastic job at presenting that to everybody. So thank you all.
If we could have our remaining athletes who are still here come up on stage so we can kind of get a, quote, class picture. I also want to give an incredible shout out to Corbett and to Sydney and to Carl and to Ben, our stage manager, and to all the hands and the crew and the black shirts running around. Thank you. Thank you so much for everything you do. You make us look good. Thank you.
Okay, let's go to YouTube and give it a... Give it a like, and yeah, I have subscribed. This is the wrong one, right? If I click on this, it's 2025. Anyway, I will check that out later. Maybe it's here. This is the right one. Yeah. Okay, another like here. Comments are turned off, unfortunately. Anyway, so yeah, final thoughts here. Super long stream here today. most of the time just watching, but I think that was really cool for me also to experience it completely. Some final thoughts. So let's go through the things in terms of professionalism. Is just fantastic. I mean, they have this crew, they have these interviewers. The time schedule was perfect. Everything went smooth. I don't think they cut anything here. So everything was on time. It was nicely moderated, nicely hosted. The speeches were not too long. They were really on the point. The explanations were great. I feel that was really, really a masterpiece again here. And you can tell that these guys have a lot of experience. And I'd love to see more of that, or I'd love to see memory sports growing. So I will put the link in the description and check it out, the Memory Championship, and give him a big applaud because that's a great job they're doing, Tony and his team, for years right now. So in terms of entertainment, it's nice to have these interviews back to back here for all the competitors. The questions were also nice to get an insight. In the beginning, it was a bit like, okay, is it clear to everyone? Do people understand what's going on? But I feel that did a good job. I think there's always room for potential, but it's just great. I could build something like that. I'm sitting here for memory competitions. I am sitting here in my home office with my monitors, and that's it. So this is all very professional. And I felt like that the entertainment is there. It's definitely there. It's really exciting to watch, especially when it's the striking system. It was really cool to see this long-term memory again here. I have never put too much time into investigating the US Championship, but I'm convinced that this is a format which it's definitely more interesting for viewers. It is. And it's a bit unfortunate that they didn't get that well this time in the event for the Tea Party, because they all can do definitely better, but this stage situation is definitely something here. And in the end, congratulations to Wesley Twiggs, who took it here and won the championship. And it was really just cool to see someone so emotional about winning a memory competition. People are always so like having a mask face, and not when they win a competition, but actually seeing so many emotions here in this situation. That was really cool, and that's something we should really also share, because that's also directs attention and shows what that means to people, that they have trained for a while and that they aimed for something, suddenly they get it. And it looks like that Nelson is everywhere, the record champion, I guess, of the US Championship, and he's a big part of the history of the championship. Was a bit unfortunate that none of the other champions have been here in this competition, so the overall level was, without any offense, because everyone did a great job, but I think it was a bit lower than usual. But anyway, getting these results under this pressure, and especially in your first time, is amazing, and it's really cool. And it's really cool that they have shown again what the memory competition is about and how difficult it can be, but also how exciting. So really cool. And yeah, in terms of level of the competition, the US Championship is a national competition, and they all have shown that they would outperform 19.99999% of everyone in the in the population. And that's why are you there? You are the best of the country, and they have shown that they're the best in the country using memory techniques and going to these competitions. And when I say that, I really mean it, because of course I know all these international memory athletes and memory sports people, and they achieving amazing stuff, and the level is again higher. But to be honest, I'm not sure how everyone would compete in this kind of format if they would enter that for the first time, even if they would have better results on average in other competitions. this kind of competition is different. Sitting there on stage, memorizing on stage, having this video running and so on, that's a different story. So shout out to all the competitors who participated. It was a great show. Shout out, of course, to Wesley again, who inspired me to watch that here today. And yeah, shout out to the boys here who went for second and third place. That was also heartbreaking, but they have a bright future, and I'm pretty sure they will improve here in the future. And yeah, congrats, Wesley. Enjoy your title. First time US Memory Champion. I hope you get some feedback from the media, because that would be always cool. And yeah, thank you everyone for watching. Have a nice evening, and I will reflect on that maybe at a different time again, because right now I'm a bit tired, but it was a great show. And yeah, congrats on what you built there in the last 26 years. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day and keep on memorizing.